Carragher, and you are listening to the Kopite Podcast.
Hiya, how are you doing? We're back. It's been a year. I think it's been a year, lad, since we last done one of these. I think I said to you earlier, 11th of November 2022, when me and you were sat in this little room together having a chat. We looked well younger and well happier with life, but that's what happens when life comes at you fast.
Yeah.
But lad, we're on YouTube again. Just for, I don't know how long we'll be on here for. Might just be one show, but we're back once again. How are you feeling?
Good. This idea is just to have a chat, a drink, like we've been in the pub, or hang out with friends without any pressure at all. Just have fun. Because it sounds like I don't have any friends, but it's not like you're hanging out with people all the time when you're having young kids, because you have all the things you have to do all the time. So you have to schedule your weekends with friends or whatever when you can do things. So this is more like, one evening every now and then, have a bevy, have a chat, have a laugh, talk about Liverpool, talk about any shit, and just have fun. So I like it, and cheers to that.
With his new fancy little, what have you got there? Eriksberg Pale Ale.
Yep, I found it today. I didn't know it. There was a pale ale of Eriksberg. I can show it. So I found it today.
That's like a Swedish beer, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah. It's quite it's like a normal lager, but this is a pale ale. So I thought I try their new one. So yeah, nice. Can't complain.
I'm on the good.
It's pint, isn't it? So.
The good English beer and Moretti. It's proper English. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Did I even do an intro? I feel like everyone's going to think I'm pissed. I'm not. I've only had one drink. I'm just a bit tired, to be honest. If this is drink and discuss, where basically we drink and have a discussion. It can be anything. So if you want to see us chat about something random, then go for it. But of course, there's loads of people in the comments. The familiar faces are in the comments because they are true legends. A year on from our last show, and they're still here in the comments. What absolute legends! We've got Paul is in. I don't know. Does this say it on yours, Kristian? Face turquoise drinking coffee.
Yeah.
I imagine that's an emoji, and then Paul's having a little. Well, I don't know. Is Paul drinking coffee? I don't know. We'll find out in a minute, I guess. Yuki is in. Hi, Paul. Han says hello to us. Nice one, Yuki. We've got Doug. Nice one, Doug. Doug's in. Peter Hansen. What a guy. I don't think Peter's been in a. Have you ever been in a live stream with us, Pete, before? I don't know if you have. It might just be. I don't know if you only got introduced when we were just doing audio. I'm not too sure. So let us know.
He was noise shipping for the real live.
He was, which the recording fucked up and no one saw it apart from the people that were there. Paul asked, "Are we all drinking?" Yep. Yuki's on tea. Oh, Pete, come on, lad. Get yourself a little bevy. Get yourself a little one. Paul says, "Not coffee, prosecco tonight." And I've never been here before. Yes, bringing in new stuff out for Pete. What a guy. So I don't know if you all saw it on. We put a little message out on Twitter about we thought it'd be good to start this show with which Liverpool player would you most like to go and have a bevy with and why. And yeah, I mean, it's probably a bit boring, that question, but I thought that was because it's a bit, I guess everyone's answered that at some point in their life or thought about it, but I just thought it'd be a good little way to start the show. And I thought let's go with who you're thinking first, Kristian. How are you feeling about that question? Who do you want to go and have a little Eriksberg with?
Well, I think it's quite obvious for me, to be honest. I didn't find it really hard to pick, and my choice is Andrew Robertson, because I just think he seems to be a mad bastard when it comes to doing all this little playing with the others, and all these jokes and stuff all the time. He seems to be, if he goes out on the drink with me, I think we
He
could
wouldn't
end up.
last 5 seconds.
I think we could end up having a lot of fun, because I think he's a little bit mad. He just got that little Scottish madness in him, So go out and just go for it, 100%. So I'll pick him. What about you?
I've got a list. How long have you got? I had Robbo because that's just because. But I think Joel Matip would be a laugh, a proper laugh, because obviously the Joel Matip memes that go around and whatever. But I just feel like if he had a bev, with them dance moves plus the bevies, I just feel like would just be a hilarious mix. I think Curtis Jones would be a laugh as well. I feel like he'd be like dragging you to Pot Whale to fucking and spinning around the poles and all that.
What a night that was then.
What a pole that was then, lad. What a pole that was. And Darwin Núñez, just because he can speak about 6 words of English, and I'd love to just to send him the bar and like go and get us a drink there, lads.
Yeah.
See what he comes back with. Probably something dead random.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some people, players that are they probably are good to go out with, but I think they're also a little bit too nice. Like, I don't know, but Alisson comes across as just a nice guy, doing his barbecues, probably having a drink as well, but it's just very mature, taking care of it at home and stuff. I want someone who probably wouldn't, go well with Klopp and the club, but someone who goes out a little bit mad, like the old days, like Glenn Hussein, obviously a Swedish football legend playing for Liverpool in the late 80s and won the league before we ended up winning it again 30 years later. But he told stories about when he played Liverpool, after like Christmas party and stuff, the day after when they were in the training ground and all that kind of stuff, that the whole place was just stinking like booze, like everyone's been out on the ale, and they were forced to run until the first person threw up, then they stopped, because obviously the manager and the staff knew that they'd been out in the pub drinking loads, turning up hungover, so they were like, all right, let's just run until someone drops, and that's it. And no one wants to be the first one, obviously, so they just continue running until someone actually threw up. So he told us that at one point when we met up for a few beers at an event, so it's not the same today, is it, with all the professionals?
No, unfortunately not, but that's a good little story. Paul says Robbo wouldn't survive with you, Kristian, and I agree. Doug says it would be big Virgil, as his birthday is a day before mine, 8th of July, and I'm the 9th. Oh, yeah, Van Dijk, yeah, what good shout, because he'd be
9th of July as well. Good month.
He'd just be pulling all the women, wouldn't he? To be fair, because he's just a handsome dude. Yuki agrees with me, says I said Matip too. Paul says I'm old school, Kenny for me, and then Yuki says and Szoboszlai. Well, he's all kind of replied, so I'll read some of them out. So Yuki on Twitter says Szoboszlai, handsome, can't deny the opportunity if you have. I was like, oh my god, yeah, getting straight down to it there. Yeah, Peter said I think Robbo just because he seems to be a very funny guy to be around. Jamie said, got to be Alisson, Maka, or Darwin, just for the simple fact that, the Bev will be accompanied by a spit flame barbecue music and vibes. So, I mean, there's plenty of options there. I feel like this squad's just so, like, sound, aren't they? And they're all, like, whenever you watch, like, a Inside Anfield or, like, a training video, they're all just, like, taking the piss, working their asses off, but they're still, like, taking the piss and having a laugh with each other, which I love. Like I think that's like, you can have boss players and whatever, but if everyone gets on and has like a proper laugh, they're going to then work for each other on the pitch as well. I think it's quite key to having a good team as well, to have being good mates with people as well.
Yeah, that's something Klopp is building that team spirit, and he did that in the first, when he first came into the club. He started to do that, and you could tell just a few games in that he created this team spirit. And with the new lads now coming in midfield and young ones as well, I think they get together, they become friends, not just only teammates. They actually seems to like each other, joking with each other. And I think that's key to some for success in the long term, because if you're a team with players who's divided and not actually talking to each other or being close in one sense, because obviously there would be players who are more close to each other than others, but as long as they all are friends and get on with each other, I think that's something that is really, really important to create success in the long term.
Yeah, defo. I think it's a big part of why Liverpool have started the season so well, to be honest. The players that have came in, and there's obviously like a bit of a bromance between Szoboszlai and Trent, isn't he? He's took Robbo's place, which is hilarious. And then I think all the lads are just getting on board with it. I think even like Darwin not being able to speak English that well is also a bit funny as well. Not like because it's funny he can't speak English, but like just because he tries his best and whatever. But I think just because he gets on with people even without being able to speak English properly, I feel like that's a big sign that he's obviously just a clear, sound lad. You know what? We were going to do like a Toulouse preview, and we still might do one maybe before the game, but I don't know when. But we might as well talk about it because Klopp's just done his presser not too long ago, and I just thought we'd talk a little bit about what he said, if you fancy. He said Verge is a little bit ill. It will not be a big thing, but we did not want to leave him on the plane if some others have it as well. I have it a little bit now, but it's not a problem for me. That's why we left it at home. He should be all right for the weekend. So that's like one. But I think the worry was Jones and Gravenberch. People were thinking, hopefully it's not bad ones. I think people were maybe expecting Gravenberch to be worse than Jones, and it turns out it's the other way around. Gravenberch might be back. He said Brian's got a little niggle of the knee, not major, was running already today. No chance for the game. We hope there's a chance for Brentford, but he'll be definitely back after the international break, so that's good. And then Curtis Jones will be after the international break as well. Low grade hamstring, but for me, I'm most disappointed about Jones's because he gets into a good rhythm and then he gets the red card, and then I always feel like it takes him a couple of games to get back up to speed, and now he's still picking up these little niggly ones, which, and especially like Toulouse game, Brentford game, that more opportunities for him to get back into the side and get his rhythm going, and this kind of just stops him a little bit. I just feel hopefully he can come back after the break and just kick on the same way he was start of the season, the end of last season as well.
Yeah, you want him to be involved in, and certainly in these kind of games that is coming up tomorrow, because we all know that the midfield at the moment it's hard to get into the team with Szoboszlai, McAllister. Even Gravenberch Jr. is good now. Obviously now he's injured, having a knock. But to have a player like Jones, to what we saw last season, at the end of last season, and what we've seen this season as well when he played, he's someone who's really good, and he might not be the superstar, but I think he always seems to develop, like he always taking steps, even though he's 23 now or something like that, but still young. So you would look forward to him playing like games like tomorrow, but obviously it's unlucky that he's out with another. I don't know what kind of issue it is, but just like you said, those little knocks that holds him back, and yeah, it's just sad in one way. But hopefully he get back and we can see him, play much more this season anyway. Because I enjoy when he plays. I think like you said, his rhythm and the rhythm of the team is actually very good when he's on the pitch.
Defo, I feel like it's just sad that he can't. Not that he can't keep himself fit, but he is prone to them little ones, which are a bit annoying, and keep him out of games. I just thought we'd segue a little bit because there is games on. I know if people are still watching and whatever and want to let us know of the scores as they come in, because I don't think anyone kicks off till 8. There's the Man United and Copenhagen, and then there's Arsenal and Sevilla. So let us know in the comments what you think the scores are going to be in them, because we were laughing about Spurs yesterday, and as you can tell, this show is we're just going to go all over the place here. There's no rhythm or anything to this. We're just going to go wherever we fancy. Yeah. But we will obviously watched. I saw the highlights of the Chelsea game because I couldn't be bothered watching it, but was hoping secretly deep down that Chelsea were going to do us a favour. I didn't want to say it, but yeah, it was one of the maddest games ever. I wish I would have watched it because the stuff that was going on, and when they went down to like 9 men and putting like the whole defense on the halfway line, I just thought it's just the craziest tactics ever. It's mad, wasn't it?
Yeah, I have only seen a few highlights because, to be honest, I went to bed too early.
Times are getting old.
Yeah, no, it's just one of them where you had a bad sleep the night before with, young kids, and you just knackered the other night after. So it's just one of them where you think like, should I watch it or not? Nah, I'll go to bed. And then obviously it turns out to be a really good game. So, I missed it. But yeah, it's not the most important thing. But yeah, we can laugh at Tottenham because obviously they've been a little bit like the Spurs fans and the players have been a little bit, what do you call it? Like big-headed, going well in the league, which is fine. We all know that they will, break down at some point. This might be the start. I don't think, even if they're good, I don't think they will hold on the whole season. It's very, very tough. We saw that with Arsenal last season, going all the way, and then in the end they couldn't do it because we know how it is to be up against City for a whole season. That what you need to do for a whole season, it's not something that you do very easily. So. We can laugh at them now, but it's just the way it is. But it's Tottenham. They will never be big. They will never be major. They will just be Spurs. That's the thing.
Yeah, it is because they've got Wolves. So they've got Wolves next. I think Wolves away.
They had a few injuries as well, so that will probably affect them. I don't know how long they will be out, but Madison went out, and there was the defender that we were after for a bit, the Dutch lad, I can't remember his name.
Yeah,
Van der Ven. Yeah, he went out as well.
He went off. Udogie's got a 1-game suspension. Romero's got a 3-game suspension. So there's quite a few bits there that they need to try and get through, which is going to be interesting. But just when you see stuff online, like I saw something was on Twitter earlier, I had to reply to it. I was just like, "This is just ridiculous." Let me just get it. The Athletic. Were Tottenham the real winners despite their defeat against Chelsea? It's like, what are you on about? Whatever, like spirited display and whatever, but like, come on, like they got battered 4-1 in the end, and they showed mad tactics at the end. Like, you can't just have your manager going, we'll play like that if we have 5 men. It's like, well, that's all good for like vibes and all that, but it's not good for like. Because if they were to just shut up shop and maybe put 10 men behind the ball, 9 men behind the ball, they might have still got something out of that game. You just never know, especially against Chelsea. Chelsea are pretty bad this season, apart from that first game of the season against us, where I genuinely thought they were going to be decent after that game. I remember saying to you, I was like, I don't think Chelsea might be like top 4 this year, but from what I've seen so far, I just feel like they've, I don't know, just seem a bit mad this season. Paul's in with the predictions. Arsenal 1-1, Copenhagen to win 2-1. Oh, I wish that happens. Peter says, sadly, I think both Arsenal and Man U will win. A win for Copenhagen would be massive, of course.
Peter, I think you're half Danish, aren't you, or something like that? Maybe you can confirm. Yeah, I think Hansen is obviously more of a Danish last name than the Swedish, even if you obviously can be named that in Sweden as well. But I think he told me once I might have been fucking bevied up. But
you were well. You let me just say it wasn't might. You were definitely bevied. Didn't Liverpool have a player called Hansen? Not obviously Alan Hansen. I mean, like someone else more recently. Peter might know. It might be someone related to him. Who was it?
Maybe like a young goalkeeper or something.
I'm sure we had someone,
but that was quite long
ago. Yeah, it was. I found him, Martin Hansen. He was
exactly
a Danish, a Danish goalie, in 2010.
Yeah. Oh, my time. That was my time.
Your bevy years.
Yeah.
And as someone kindly put in the comments there, someone says hit the like button. So yeah, if you want to go and do that, you can. Paul says Spurs are always going to fall over at some time. Pete says Richarlison will have. Oh yeah, he's going to have surgery. We forgot about that. He's another one who they're going to miss, even though he's a knob. Yeah, that's right. My father's from Denmark.
Yeah.
So I think I've asked you this while we've been buried in town. Like, there's a rivalry with you, Swedish and Norway. I guess. Or what's the main rivalry you'd say?
I would probably. I don't know. Like, it's always been depending on, I guess, but I think it's more like a Swedish-Danish thing. I think because we actually been to war with them, long time ago. They coming over to Sweden, taking, our land because it's only across the water, and then we pushed them back, going over to Denmark and have their land for a bit, and then it kept on going for a while, and then we became friends. So, nowadays, with Scandinavia, it's very good. Like Norway's quite near to where I live in Sweden. It's only like 2 hours drive to the Norwegian border. To the west. So, going to Norway or even going Denmark, I think it's very nice to be able to go, different countries which is close to you, where you can speak the same kind of language, even though we don't understand the Danish that much. We might use English sometimes, but yeah, I would say Denmark is probably more. It depends. Sometimes we were, I would say we were in control of Norway for a bit as well, but then they had their independence, and then they found all the oil, the little bastards. So they became very rich. Could have been Swedish oil, but it's not Norwegian oil. Yeah.
I didn't expect this show to be going down like the route of like Norway's oil. Like who knew that was going to get there?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Drink and discuss whatever topic, whatever people want to talk about: music, movies, countries, traveling, beers. I don't know. Just throw it in and let us know. That's the thing with this, like a little bit of Liverpool, but then we can talk about whatever you like.
Exactly. Well, I want to know from Peter, like, does he consider himself Swedish or Danish, or is it half and half? What does he say? I'm interested. Doug says 2-1 Sevilla against Arsenal and 2-0 Copenhagen. I wish. Peter says Norway have always been so poor, so not relevant. But in other sports, I'd say Norway.
Yeah, like the winter sports, like skiing and all that kind of stuff. There's been loads of rivalry between Sweden and Norway. Denmark has probably been more like the football thing, even if Norway have had a few, good players through the years. I think Denmark and Sweden has always been the ones that have been fighting when it comes to who's best in football. And I think Denmark, for be a very like small country but not a lot of population, they have had loads of great footy players, to be honest. So I think they're actually just ahead of Sweden there when it comes to producing great football players, both back in the days and now. I think they have plenty of good players. So that's not good.
Well, I mean, off the top of my head, there's Agger. I'm just thinking Liverpool, by the way. Agger and Mulby.
Yeah.
Poulsen.
Oh yeah, Christopher Poulsen. But you look back at I don't remember them much, but the Laudrup brothers played for Barcelona, Real Madrid, and them kind
Great
of
players.
Yeah, they were brilliant. And you had obviously Peter Schmeichel in goal. I had some Faxe Jensen, I think his name was as well, a great player that my dad used to talk about. Yeah, so they had a few, and was it Lord Bentner?
Yeah. Oh my god, he was a mad player, because like he had games where he'd be good, and he'd just be like, "What is he? Is he a good player or not?" I could never make my mind up. Really, I think it was just like.
As a young kid coming to Arsenal, I think everyone saw him as a great talent, to be honest, and they obviously saw that in Denmark as well. But he never really made it. Like he had this, like it felt like he didn't want to put 100% in. And the funny thing is, still, like I remember going Sunderland away. I can't remember what year, but we went to Stadium of Light, 0-0 for a long time, great atmosphere. But then obviously, who was on loan to Sunderland and who scored the winner for Sunderland? Yeah, of course, it was Bentner. Going quite a long trip from Stoke up to Sunderland, shit game, even if it was a great trip. And then he scored, obviously, so they won 1-0.
I was gonna say, was it at the beach ball game? But nah, beach ball game was different level of horrific, wasn't it? Oh my god, absolutely horrific. Doug says, on the topic of Sweden, has the Belgium-Sweden game been rescheduled?
I think I don't know. I think Peter probably would be the best one to ask. I think he's probably more into it than me. To be honest, Dog, I'm not very like I don't really follow the international football that much. Obviously, I want Sweden to do well. I want us to qualify for World Cups or European Championships and stuff like that. But I'm not really into it. So I think I've been to 2 Swedish games in my life. Once down in Gothenburg a long time ago, where I think we were qualifying for the World Cup or the European Championship, like 2000. I can't remember. And then I went actually just like 2 years ago to a game with Peter, my colleague, not Peter in the chat, another. So it's loads of Peters. And then because he likes to go to the games, and he got a ticket for me. That's like the 2 games that I've been to for, I don't know, almost like 20 years apart, to be honest.
Yeah, and now people in the comments are saying, oh yeah, they decided to cancel it, and it's been 1-1 as the final result. I think it cancelled, no replay. Yeah, now that they've said that, I remember seeing that on the news.
Yeah.
Peter said Fax is a beer. So John Fax Jensen gets his nickname from a beer. Oh.
My type of player.
What, Fax is like a word for beer, or it is a beer? Like it's a brand of beer, like Moretti?
Yeah, I think it's a brand of beer. I think. I don't know.
Peter, we're waiting on you, lad.
Yeah, the lexicon of the chat.
Oh, lexicon. Where'd you pull that one from, lad? You've never pulled that on an audio pod before? Pulling out
I don't know.
new words.
Yeah, I don't know if it's... Is it an English word as well? Like you use like...
Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe, well, I mean, because
we say it like in Sweden, like, oh, you're a lexicon, like if you know all
like
the stuff, or if you actually go and find it, you can find it in a lexicon. So, yeah.
Maybe it's just like a well, maybe Peter don't know. Let's ask Peter again. Peter will probably know the answer. It's like, Peter, do you want to just jump on the live stream, lad? You might as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You can just be like Dictionary Corner on Countdown. Like, we'll just go over to you with any questions that we need answering.
We just chat and say, like, yeah, you know, the Fax Jensen, yeah, that's a brand of a beer.
You
can call that lexicon.
Corner, and he's like this. He's like, yeah, just checking. Yeah, it's a beer. It's a beer, that. Yeah, he says it's a brand. Doug says, what is your pre-match pint? To go to, I guess that to go to. Go on. Oh well, Doug's give his and it's a beer and Moretti. Doug, you'll be pleased. I'm on the good stuff.
Yeah, I've got my routine. Like obviously when I'm over, not that much home sometimes, but it depends if I'm by myself or with the kids, obviously. But I always have a pint of Guinness as a breakfast. Like that's
for your brekkie.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like if it's a game on, even if it's early, like last time against Everton when I was over, you know, I think we went to the pub just after 9. So it's no point to have a big breakfast. Like it's just like have a little chicken roll bought in Tesco for like, I don't know, £2.50, £3, something like that. Just get that in quickly and then go to the pub. So yeah, I would say Guinness is mine.
Yeah, I think mine's different because it depends who I go with. Like if I go with you, it's different. If I go like on my own, I go to the same pubs like from the train station, but I'll be drinking different drinks. Obviously, if I meet a mate, we'll go somewhere slightly different. So I don't know. I think I'm like I'm a bit of a newcomer to Guinness, to be honest. I think like I'm one of them knobheads who like now starts posting pints of Guinness when I never used to for years. And I used to look at them people and go, "Oh, you're a knob," but now I'm one of them knobs. So here we are, and it's one of them. But yeah, because I think when you came over on the Friday, we didn't have a heavy sesh, but it was like a lot of bevies, and then
it was a long day though.
Yeah, well, especially for you, starting again early the next day, and then by the time I got to you at like 10, 11, you were already. I think I asked you how many pints have you had, and you were like 1, 2, 3, 6. I was like, fuck off. What are you doing? But 6 pints at 10 o'clock, 10:30.
The weather. I blame the weather. That's the thing. Like,
it wasn't even hot.
No, but it's not hot. It was raining, so we just had to like get straight into the nearest pub and be like, oh, it's still raining, so let's stay in here. So yeah, obviously it rains inside as well. So
I thought you were just making an excuse that you were saying.
Nah, but that's the thing, like, because the early flight, we landed at 8 o'clock, shared a taxi with 2 Swedish mates of mine that we got to know on that trip, me and my brother, friends, and then they had to go to the hotel to check in, and we just checked in early, left our bags, and we're like, all right, let's go then. And they just text saying we're at the corner, the Weatherspoons. I can't remember, what is it called, that Weatherspoons there around the corner? Captain something.
Captain and Alexander or something, I think.
Yeah, so they were just like, we can't check in yet, so we're just sitting here because it's pissing down, and we were like, yeah, let's go in there and just maybe have a breakfast or something. But obviously you go in thinking of food first, but then you come in there and you'll be like, nah, fuck food, and then you go there. So when you met up with us later on, I was like, oh, fucking hell. When we left that place, my brother was like, how many pints did you have? And I said, well, I had a Guinness, I had a this one, that one. Yeah, so like 6 or something like that. It's just like, I started feeling then because I was like, shit, been up since 3 o'clock this morning.
your poor bro, Sebastian, who came over with you.
Yeah.
Not as big of a
lightweight
as you. He was sound the first night, but then the second day, he was like 6 pints in, and he was like, I looked at him and he was just like, it's not for me. This getting absolutely hammered laugh, but it was good. It was a good laugh. It ended up in shenanigans. That was fun. That was a funny night.
I want to stress though, even though I can drink quite many pints. I don't get pissed or I don't act like an idiot. I need to point that out, and that because you're with me. Obviously, I never turn out to be like too drunk or don't know where I am. I always keep fucking keep an eye on everyone else. That's my thing. Like everyone else, like, oh, I want to go home. I feel like shit. Oh, we just started. That's what I said.
I think you're at that age where you're like, when you hit your limit, how many more you can have. I feel like that's where I'm at now, a little bit more than I used to be, because I used to be a bit of a
and I
get too smashed.
Yeah, but I think also I don't really mix anymore with like spirits and stuff. I just keep myself to the pints. I can mix them, but I don't really drink like spirits and
vodka. You had the vodka at the pub, didn't you?
Oh yeah, the match. Yeah. But that's also routine
Ritual.
Again. Exactly. Because we used to have double vodkas with Red Bull when I lived in England. We had like 4 of them because we were four lads who always used to go. So we bought like a round each. And obviously the Red Bull is not good for you. I was younger then, so you didn't really care. But nowadays I'd be like, and I don't really like it, to be honest. I think it's too sweet. So I'd rather just have vodka on ice now, like a double vodka on ice, and just sip on that before game. So yeah. Not too bad.
Yeah, I remember you went in for a pint for me, and you were like, "I'm gonna get 2 pints," and then you came up with a pint for me and a vodka for you, and I was like, "I wish I'd got the vodka now." But you're looking at the pint, and you're just sipping nicely, and it's going dead quick, and I've got a whole pint, and I'm like, "Okay, no." Paul says Australia. Yeah, I'm with you there, Paul. Australia is it my favourite? It might be, it might be my favourite. I do love a Guinness now, and Moretti's like standard, but if Australia's on draft, and I know when you were over, we were having absolutely forgot the name of the Spanish lager now. We were having loads of it. It'll come back to me. But if you see anything like that on, because it's like Australia, it's not on everywhere, so you'd have to
Madrid.
get it. While
you're talking about Madrid.
No, not Madrid. Cruz Campo.
Oh yeah.
Is it Spanish? Might be Portuguese. I don't know. Peace will know. Aiden's in. Nice one, lad.
Oh, nice.
How you doing, Aiden? I think you're coming up. Is it this weekend? You're coming up for the I was gonna say for the match, but you're just coming up for a bit. Just coming up for a bevy, aren't you?
Yeah, I saw the message, Aiden, where Mick said, "Don't tell Kristian, he will be jealous." And I was like, I told Mick, I'm not jealous because I don't mind people going to the match. I'm happy for them. And he's like, no, he's not going to the match. He's just coming up for the pints. And I was like, all right, I'm jealous.
I know you were like, yeah, I'm not jealous, and I was like, it's for the pints. I was like, yeah, definitely am. Like within like a second, you changed completely. Fucking hell. Paul says, I have had 5 pints with Mick. That's my limit. Yeah,
that's my morning, Paul.
What was that? What game was that? I can't remember now. Can't remember what game that was. That feels like it wasn't that long ago, but it feels like a long time ago. And then obviously we went to Cheshire as well for the what was it called? The charity game. That was a good laugh. Paul's a wizard at getting you anywhere you need to. Oh, Leicester it was. Yeah. Oh, Leicester, 2 OGs by their centre half, weren't it? That was the one. Aiden says definitely go for a drink with Robbo. Be a mad night. Yeah, defo. Yuki says still no fan in Australia around here. You need to just go and ask the bar staff, Yuki. Just say, put my foot down here. I'm only coming in if you've got Australia or Is Australia bottle? I've never actually seen an Australia bottle. That might be that they might not do it. I don't know.
What's the what's the go-to beer in? Is it California? You live, Yuki?
What will
I
it
know
be?
because I never been to America, and I like so I don't, I don't really know what kind of like beers they are, like the average normal ones that you go for, like if you're in the
I'm sure
bar
they've
or
got.
pub.
I'm sure they've got like international ones, like we have.
Yeah, of
So like
course, yeah, of course. But if there's someone like
Asahi.
really special,
Asahi is Now that I think of it, Asahi's a Japanese beer that is like top tier as well. Australia and Asahi. Oh, Man United are 1-0 up. Let's see.
yeah.
Hoyland,
Or Mexican beers are popular, she says. So like the Coronas and
Modelo's, which we had.
Sol. Is it
Yeah,
called Sol?
Modelo. You know the
Oh
ones we
yeah.
had in.
Oh
Yeah, we
yeah,
had
that
with
was nice.
when we were having a little chat with John Achterberg.
Yeah.
When we
Yep.
just jumped on his back and went, John, where are you going, lad? Get back here. Give us a photo. And I had to say to his wife, do you mind taking a photo of us, please? Like a school kid. I was like, can you please take a photo?
He's quite big though. The funny thing is when you said, "Come here, photo," and I was sitting down. When I stood up, I can actually tell that he was just looking at me and then going.
The
Like
same
that.
thing, the same the way I did when you sat down. You were on like a tiny stool about 3 foot in the air, and then you stood up when you were like, I was like, fucking hell, I was like trying to go on my tiptoes to like reach up.
Yep.
Yeah, it's funny. Aiden says red wine and cider mixed. I hope you do mix them. That'll be hilarious. Red wine and cider, half and half. That would
Oh
be
yeah. Fucking hell.
dangerous. That like. Yuki says, yeah, Asahi is my favourite. Modelo dark one is so good. I don't know if I've had the dark one actually. Have you had the dark one?
No.
Modelo dark.
No.
I've never had it. It must be good. Modelo is decent. Let me have a look. Let me have a quick look. Dark Modelo. Let me see what this is. Let me see what
Find
this
out
is like.
Saturday, Aiden says. Yeah. I'm not jealous, you bastard.
Well, I might be in town on Saturday, Aiden, so I'll drop you a message because I might be around. So you can do a little bit of
Don't say it. Don't say it. No pub crawl, mate. Don't say it.
No, I was going to say karaoke. That's why I planted the seed the other day. I was like, karaoke's around the corner, the Crocs. Get yourself around there.
Yeah, I was just saying, if you say pub crawl, I'll be like, oh, jealous.
Paul says, I do like a red wine mid game. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I've always been like not into wine really because I don't know. Just one of that. I think because when you grow up working on a bar as well, you know, like when you're pouring wine, you're like, oh my god, that smells horrible. I don't mind white wine, but red. I had some when I was in France, like on holiday, like this summer, and it was nice. But I feel like it's like because you're in a like sunny environment, you're with like your family. It's like
Yeah.
you know, like it just tastes a bit nicer. You can get away with it. But if I went to pub and I was like got a red wine, I'd be like, this is shit. Just a pint of something or like a spirit just goes, or a bottle, like a ice cold bottle of something when you're like getting out of the cold. It's just lovely, isn't it?
But I don't mind like red wine at this time of the year, like autumn time when it's a little bit darker. Not, obviously cold beers in the summer, ciders, whatever, or even rosé wine, like cold stuff, white wine. But red wine, like now in autumn, if you're having, meal with some meat or something, that's very nice. Like me and Evelina, we have, I wouldn't say loads of red wine. It sounds wrong when you have kids, but like we do tend to buy more red wine at this time of the year when it's dark, and I would say like more flavors in food. Like that's the thing, which is nice when you get like red wine. So I don't mind red wine or white wine or rosy wine. Fucking hell, sounds like a proper alcoholic. But I'm not one who's picky. Like if someone says like you want to try this one, and it's like yeah, I can try that one. I might not like it, but it's not like I don't. I do like quite many different tastes of different drinks depending on what it is. Like I would say I like the nice version of tequila, but I don't like the cheap ones that you get like in a bar or whatever. That's horrible though. That's probably why I had a bit bad experiences from it, I guess.
No, I don't. I'm not a fan of tequila. I love the way this has just turned into just like literally discuss and drink. I might as well change the title to "Not Drink and Discuss, Discuss and Drink" for an hour. You know what? We used to be I don't know if it's still there. Actually, there used to be a bar in town like called Bar Savar, and it used to do like tequila, like but behind the bar they'd have like bottles and like all flavored tequila. and then you'd go up basically and go, "Can I have 5 shots?" And they'd be like, "Yeah, what flavour?" And you can pick them because they have the labels on. So like, I don't know, coffee or caramel or whatever. So what we used to do is go up and go, "Give us 5 of the worst." And then but then don't tell us what they are, and then like put them on the bar, and then you can see the colours of them, and you'd be like, "That doesn't look nice." I think I had like a baked bean one once,
Oh, fucking hell.
and it was just like, this is it was one of them, like, just down it and then just down your pint as well. Straight after, chase it down. But yeah, that was a long time ago. It was grim. Paul says, white wine is like foreplay. Red wine is like full-on sex.
Yeah, skip the white wine.
Straight to the red, please, there, lad. Get me straight on that. Aidan just having a glass of wine as we speak. Yeah, nice. Everyone's on the drink. Good stuff. Well, apart from maybe Yuki, because it's probably, what time is it there? Like 1 PM or something.
Yeah, I want to know if Aidan has any plans for what pubs to visit when he's over.
Yeah, good idea.
The weekends. Like favorite pubs in Liverpool, if you ever been. I guess most have been, but you never know. Because obviously the loads. Yeah.
My favorite pubs.
Yeah, we know like each other's, but don't mind mentioning it. Like you can go first.
Well, there's I like Denver Castle. Like I just feel like we've been there, like not last time, but the time before that we met Jamie in there. That was I just like the vibe in there. I like Shenanigans, which we went last time as well. You had a little Guinness. I wish I would have had a Guinness as well, because obviously after I went there last time, I realised just how good the Guinness is. But there's places that you went that I haven't been before, like the ones a bit further out of town that I still haven't been to. But I just love most of the ones in the centre, really. I mean, the ones that we've been going to over the last couple of years, that we've been going to pubs together. Even like Castle Street, like I know Aidan's going to is going to be staying there, like Castle Street Townhouse. Not like it's not a boozer, but it's just like a nice little bar. It's not, you're not going to get, I was going to say, if it's sunny, it's perfect. And Yuki will know, because I think we were, I don't know if it was Castle Street, I think it was. Me and my mate Danny were sat outside having a bevy, and then Yuki walked past and then ended up having a bevy with us. So that was like just little places like that where there's just so many options. I think that's the good thing about Liverpool. There's like every corner, there's like 4 pubs you can go into, and they're all slightly different.
And it's walking distance to most of them as well. Like you don't have to think about going, far with a taxi or whatever. You can actually walk for 10 minutes and you're there. But yeah, and the one that you mentioned is like almost like next door to your hole in your wall, which is
another good
one of my favorites. Yeah, I love it because obviously I guess it's the oldest one in Liverpool, as it's like the fact of it, like from the we say like the late 1700s, but you say not the same, do you? Like
I think we had this discussion when we were absolutely smashed it last time. Exactly. I can't remember what we said.
Anyway, it's one of the oldest anyway, and it's a nice one.
We spoke about that for hours, I remember.
We tried to figure it out. Yeah. We was like, fuck it. That's one is nice, and Lion Tavern, obviously, which is next to Moorfields, where you always, where you always leave me for the trains. Like I need to go. Like, all right, Mick. But yeah, that's one is nice, and that's very close to Shenanigans as well. It's just like 4 minutes walk or whatever it is. But yeah, I went to Ye Crack, which is said to be John Lennon's favorite when he was in art school, where he also met his first wife. I went there last time. I haven't been there before because it's a little bit outside. It's like in the Georgian quarters, I think, just up quite close to the cathedral. I've never been there, so I went in. That was nice. We were talking to some older fellas, talking about the football, because this was the day after the derby, and there were some Evertonians, some Liverpool fans, and they were arguing to each other like proper little kids, but they were old. I love it, but you just sitting there listening to it, and they were like, going at each other all the time. And
That's normal.
Yeah, and then they heard us, obviously, and they were over for the match, are you? And we were like, yeah. And they were going, the Evertonians were going that we bribed the referee and stuff like that. And the others was like, come on, So that was a little bit fun. And then we went to Pizza Cavana, is it? Which was a very nice one, like a new favorite of mine, to be honest. I've never been as well. It's also in the same kind of area as your crack, but I've never been because it's always been like you've been in the central. You never really had the time to get out there, but it only takes like 15 minutes walk. Like it doesn't take longer. Obviously, if it's nice weather as it was as well, it's easier. But yeah, very nice pub. So I will definitely go there again. New favorite of mine, and the Globe, obviously, with the leaning floor. Yeah.
Well, the last time we went in there, last time you were over, that was the least amount of fun I've had in there because it was like,
yeah,
it was. I've seen it busy, and usually it's busy. You walk in, and you just like you can find a little spot, can't you, where you can stand in, and you're not
it's
in
very
anyone's
narrow.
way.
Like it's just like a walk in. Like you can't really.
Yeah, but there was literally no space. So me and Kristian was sat. Well, not sat. We were stood by the door, and every time someone walked in, they were just looking at us, going,
Yeah,
right?
and my brother as well. And he's almost as tall as me. So it's like just three quite tall lads just in the door, and they were like, we're looking at us. It's like, are you some bouncers or something? You're standing here in the way for us.
Should I just went, have you got ID there? ID there, please, fella. They're not getting in.
Yeah, take a walk. A little bit too drunk there. Take a walk.
Yeah. Aidan says, yeah, staying on Castle Street. You says, yeah, it's a lovely street. Aidan, Mick and Kristian, Liverpool pub coming soon.
Yeah, you know what? To be honest, Aidan, like I always think of it when I do trips, especially to England and Liverpool, obviously, because I like the English culture, the pub culture, and obviously because I lived there 4 years, and I feel it sounds maybe weird to people, but I feel quite English in how do you call it? Like when I come to England, I feel like I'm coming home, because I probably live there, and I just like the English culture in general, and obviously your music, football, everything that comes with culture in one way, and architecture as well. But I always wanted to do like a little bit of a, like you mentioned, like a pub guide. Like you can take nice photos of the pub, of the environment inside, some pints, and then actually have a little bit of a just written text about where it's located, what kind of vibe and stuff, and just have it as like a more of a photo book with like more nice photos, but then you have like obviously text explaining everything, what kind of pub it is, when it was, when it's from, and what kind of feeling it gets, and what they have, like what kind of how many beers, not how many beers, but the range of beers and stuff like that. I would actually like to do that one day, because I like to write, and obviously my dream is to become a writer one day. Doesn't matter what it really, but I like to write. But I always felt like I want to do something that comes to like a photo book, I would say, that someone can just have at home, which is nice to just open up and look at, but also obviously read for information.
Well, there you go. We've just advertised your new YouTube channel coming soon. The Kristian Guide to sinking bevies and going to pubs.
But it would be more like, even if it would be like Liverpool, obviously, because your way around. But I would love to have have that kind of time and money in the future where I can actually go, okay, I'm going to stay like 2-3 weeks in England and actually travel around the country to famous pubs, to hidden pubs, to country pubs, and do that kind of stuff. So you include loads of places and areas, and you get like a different kind of feelings from them, and actually get that into some kind of book. That would be awesome. So please donate to
OnlyFans /Kristian Andersson's
pub guide coming soon.
Bevies.
That would be nice. It would be amazing to do at one point.
Well, there you go. You've already floated the idea, so let's get it in the works. I'm just looking at the scores. Might as well. Man U still winning. It looks like Johnny Evans has got injured, and you know what's mad? So this seems like the wrong way round, I'm saying it, but Johnny Evans has got injured, and Rafa Varane's came on for him. Surely that should be Rafa Varane got injured and Johnny Evans came on for him. What are they playing
on crutches? He's older than me.
Yeah, does Kamil Grabara play for Copenhagen? Does he? Yeah, he used to play for us, didn't he? Or does he? He doesn't say he used to play for us back in the day. I'm sure I recognise that name.
Yeah, goalie, isn't he?
Yeah. He's been at them for 2 years. I didn't even realise. Yeah, he was at us for 5 years and didn't play. But I remember he was highly rated, weren't he, when he came through?
Yeah, and Jordan Larsson is playing for Copenhagen as well. Henrik Larsson's son.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he used to play for IFK Norrköping, but obviously didn't when you were there. But he did before and
You
did quite
told me.
well. So then he turned pro. Like went to, I can't remember where he went after Norrköping. Maybe you can look it up.
I remember when we were there at the match, and you said the Norrköping match, like saying about he used to play for these.
So where did he go after
Jordan Larsson? So he was youth career Barcelona, Hogersborgs, NEC, Norrköping, and then to Spartak Moscow for 3 years.
Oh yeah, he went. Yeah,
that's a decent move, isn't it? Then Schalke, and then Copenhagen on loan, and then Copenhagen full.
Yeah.
He was named after basketball player Michael Jordan. Okay, fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough there, lad.
Obviously not as good as his dad, but still.
Well, his full name is Carl Henrik Jordan Larsson. So he's just swerved to call himself Henrik Larsson because that's like there's no point because you're not going to be better than your dad, lad. Sorry, it's impossible. Even though he played for the Manx, he was still a good player. Yeah. So what else haven't we spoke about? We've talked about pubs, talked about bevies. We haven't spoke that much about Liverpool, have we?
Oh well, the city and the pubs, but not the team.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to do a preview show, so we won't. I don't know if we should be speaking about that game, but let's speak a little about like just Liverpool in general and like how Liverpool are doing. Obviously the game of the weekend it's a little bit bigger in my head anyway than it was before the Luton game because the way the Luton game went and whatever. A home game against Brentford at 2:00 on a Sunday.
Yeah,
especially with Spurs dropping points, Arsenal dropped points, Villa got beat, so we're in a good position. I just found it funny. Like I don't want to speak about Twitter really, but like the people you see online, and it's usually in the For You column of Twitter, not the following column. It's usually like the idiots that you're not even following. But like to be 3 points behind Man City after 11 games, with Brentford coming up and then an international break again, and then City after it. It's not a bad position. If we beat Brentford, and I expect us to, and I think who does City play? City play someone decent. I think. Let me just check. City play Chelsea.
Yeah.
City play away. So you never know what's going to happen because they've got Chelsea, Spurs, and then us. I think, or Chelsea, us, and Spurs. So I mean, even that, like, because I don't want to speak about like potentially winning the league, but people are speaking about it online because they're just mad or whatever. But like 11 games in, you shouldn't really be. You can speak about it in like we're in a good position, whatever, but you shouldn't be getting too downhearted even if we were 4 points off them or 5 points off them. To be 3 points off them at this stage, I think we're 2 points better off than we were in 21-22, which is the season that we get like 90 odd points. So
yeah,
we're in a very good and decent position at this stage, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't think anyone should complain about the position we are in. Obviously, we wanted something out from the Tottenham game that turned into a fucking farce, and a joke in one way. But we all know that. We've all been through that, so we know, what happened there. And then obviously Luton away. It's just one of them where it doesn't really work. We were talking about that obviously in our review as well, about how, Darwin Núñez missing his chances. That's just Darwin Núñez for you. You want him to obviously get better at that. But in terms of the whole game, I think it was good. I think the team was controlled. They were in control of the game. There was no problems really. We just need to speed it up and be more creative. So it's just one of them where it doesn't really happen. But I would have been more concerned if Luton were all over us and, we were really bad. But you look at the performances that we had when we had we turned the game around against Newcastle. We played really well in many games, even if, even when I was over in the derby, we still won and we've got the points. And that's the thing. Like you say, if we're 3 points behind them now, we're still at the top. It's quite very early days, but we're still there. Like we're still one of the teams that, showing, I would say, that we're quite stable, and we also have a totally new midfield. But they came together very, very quick, and they're still learning. Just imagine when they get even better together, and depending on what happens, if we get a proper six in, or if you can then have McAllister a little bit further up, or if he continues to just develop in his position now and gets better and better because he learns his position in a team where he's new. I'm just excited as long as you're actually in the top fighting for, I wouldn't just say like top four, but you're in the you're in the competition for the league title because you're so close to the first place and everything. There's nothing to complain about. Just keep on going. Next game, try to, like you said, win against Brentford. It's very important before the international break. And enjoy, because at this point, if we were in Man United's position or even Chelsea's position, yes, I would be complaining. I would be really, really annoyed and be really, really sad and probably depressed. But we're not. We're in a very good position, so I would just enjoy it as long as it just continues to do this, like this why that they taking us on. And that's the thing with Liverpool and Klopp as well. Bringing in new players, it always seems to happen something new, and that's what excites me. It's some like Soboslai, McAllister, Gravenberch. Endo as well. These players, they're coming in, they are new, but they seem to settle very quickly. And we got Darwin, who's just I just enjoy watching him playing football, even if he misses some chances. So for me, it's just more of the I look at always in a positive way. I try to anyway, because I don't want it to affect me too much. But I rather just enjoy my football team than complain all the time.
Yeah, I wish everyone did that. But like you said, like if you say for argument's sake, or for theory's sake, because it's true, Man United are 9 points behind Man City. Chelsea are 12. So United are 3 wins behind, and Chelsea are 4 wins behind. We're only 1 win behind. So
and imagine as well, we've been playing well, and then you look at Man United, the games they actually managed to win 1-0, 2-1. They've been shit. They should have even lost points, even lost the games. Yeah, exactly. So they could have lost against Fulham, or had a draw, and Wolves as well. It should have been at least, what was it? Was it a draw? It should have been a draw if they even lost. I can't remember. But there's certain games where they just won like 1-0 and they were really, really bad. So just imagine if they actually lost them and were probably at the bottom at this stage. Now they managed to win them, which is important, obviously, for them. But if they continue to perform like this, they will lose many points. And, I would be more concerned if that was my team doing that. But, we playing quite well. We have very many exciting players. I think we just see a new version of Liverpool that it's just time to enjoy. Just go with it and just to relax and have fun.
Exactly, lad. Aiden says, like you said, Mick, 3 points behind City on 11 games gone. Long way to go. The wonderful world of Twitter is a mad world. It really is. It really is. I think we've had a great start to the season, like you said, in midfield in the summer. Yes, Lincoln was a bump in the road, but let's win tomorrow night and Sunday, and then we go all out against City. Yeah, I can't. You know what? It's the City game I'm looking forward to with a bit of fear, because I think me and Kristian were speaking about it. Like, we didn't speak about it on an audio show. We just spoke about it before, I think anyway, the last time that we obviously before the Spurs game, I think this was last time we lost. The game before that was Man City, when we were both in Sweden. That was the last time we lost, and that felt like a long run of games where Liverpool have just got through it and won and played really well. Or if we didn't play well, we at least got something out of the game. But yeah, it's a long way this season. 11 games in, 27 to go. It's going to be full of twists and turns. Of course it is. That's just the Premier League for you. But that City game, I'm really looking forward to, because that's the game where you can kind of see where you're at as well. Because you don't know, especially like we've said, this Liverpool side, we don't really know what to expect. We've started well and it's been amazing, but you don't really know what it's really capable of, because it's so new. Do you know what I mean? So, but then when the City games come up, and against Arsenal and whatever, that's where you go, right, these are sides that have changed as well. But like City losing Gundogan and all that has been massive for them, but they're still winning games. But that's why you see where you really are. That's why, when you get up against them, and if you beat them, if we say we go and beat Man City at their place, that's wow, that's a massive statement, isn't it? Even if I'd take a draw now if it offered it to me. But if we go and manage to beat them at their place, that's a massive statement, and then it only fuels Liverpool's confidence as well for the few other games coming up.
Yeah, and we're a team that usually do well against top teams. Like that's when we really come out and show what we're all about as well. So obviously, I'm always going into games against City with a bit of fear, like you said. But at the same time, I fancy us with this new midfield and new players, and coming in with the right match tactics as well, because obviously they will go forward. That's good for us. We might just stand back a little bit and go for counter attacks and using our pacey players. Hopefully Luis Diaz is all sorted with his family issues there. That has we'll see what happens. There was some reports today. I don't know if they were looking to release his dad or whatever. I can't, it's just horrible. But hopefully that's sorted by then. And then we got Darwin Núñez Salah, and I think we fancy going to play them. We just don't let them control too much. Be at them at the start and just play a little bit of the rock and roll football that we were used to, just to make sure that they don't get to control as much of the game as they are used to, and don't have as much time on the ball as they are used to. I think we have a chance, and like you said, if we had a draw and they said you can have that now, I would probably take it as well, because it is Man City away. It could be one of them where you lose 3-0. It could be one of them where they win 3-1, or you can have like a 0-0 just because it turns out to be one of them games. So yeah, that will be very interesting, but that also means that the job needs to be done against Brentford on Sunday, because we need them 3 points to just stay attached to the top.
Yeah, exactly. Because if Chelsea somehow managed to take points off Spurs and take points off City consecutive games, I'll be shocked. But you never know, do you? You never know with footy. You never know what's going to happen. I'm just looking at the results, or not the results, the scores so far. United have got a second, Hoyland, and Arsenal are winning 1-0. Trossard scored. So both English teams are winning. So Arsenal are currently top of their group on 9 points. So looks decent for them. Man United's group. Let's have a quick look at Man United's group if I can find it. Bayern Munich are drawing 0-0 as well in that group. So United are currently on 6 in second, but I think they've got Galatasaray away and Bayern at home, I think. So they've got that game against Galatasaray away is massive now, because if they win this and Galatasaray draw or whatever, if Galatasaray beat United at their place, they're going to be 2 points clear going into the last game, and Man United have got Bayern. So we could well see Man United join us in the Europa League very shortly, which would be, I just think it'd just be hilarious. I really do. I reckon we can leave it there, like, cause we've done a nice little hour there, and had a good few drinks. The chat's been boss, considering we haven't done a show for a year, or a live show for a year. And if you did enjoy it, click the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click it. If you're not watching live and I've made sure that the settings, you'll be able to see all the comments in the live replay. So if you are watching tomorrow or whatever, or not live, then you'll be able to see all the comments as well as they come through. So you'll be able to have a little look and see what we were reacting to at the same time. We have neglected this YouTube channel. We really have for the past year, and focused on audio, which has been, I know we've both really enjoyed like doing shows in pubs and like not having to be on camera and all that. And this is different, but I do think that this is fun, and we can carry on doing it now and again, especially with this new show where it's not Liverpool strictly. We've been talking about fucking bottles of Australia and pints of Australia and pints of Guinness for like 20 minutes of that. So apologies if you're not into bevies. It might not be for you. You might have to click off if you're watching and you're not into your bevs. But
that's the thing with this concept, though. Like, again, I want to stress that, like, we can talk about anything, and that's what I like. This gives a little bit of a, chat, you and me, and other people coming in, and with their comments, giving us questions, or giving us topics to discuss, and interact with us. That's what I like, and it's like being actually sat in a pub, just talking to a friend, like I said, in an hour, and then other friends join in, like the people in the chat, and we can talk about anything really, and have a drink, and just forget about everything else for a bit. I like that, because sometimes you just want to do it. Like, you get off work, you do your private stuff at home with the kids, or your have-tos, and then you can just sit down and just, have a laugh, talk about anything. So I like this, and it's no stress that we need to do it like every week or whatever. We do it whenever we can and we feel like it, and then everyone else is obviously more welcome to jump on and just have a bevy and talk shit.
There we go. We could change that if you want to have a bevy and talk shit with Mick and Kristian.
Yeah.
Paul says, cheers, all great hour spent. Nice one, Paul. Aidan says, nice to speak, guys, and nice to see the faces live again. Yeah, it is, because we still use StreamYard for the audio, so like when we're still doing this, I still sometimes think I'm not live, and then I want to like start like press the pause button and start chatting to you normally, and then put it back on live again, on record again, but we can't do that because it's live. Yuki says, nice chat time, even though I'm working. Oh, yeah, fucking hell. Not well. I'm sure. I don't even know what time it is there. I don't even know how long you've got left, but I'm glad that we've been an hour of your day, Yuki, while you've been working. Aidan says Kristian's new book coming out soon. Yeah.
Yep.
A life of Kristian Andersson.
Not the life. A photo book. Or, what do you call it? Like a pub photo book.
A pop-up book. A photo pop-up book.
A pop world book.
No, where you open it and the photos pop out the book like that.
Yeah.
Not a pop world book.
A pub photo book. It's a fucking hell.
That's hard to say. Pub,
yeah.
Pub photo book. Yeah. I mean, if you say it like a knobhead, like I just did, it's harder. Right. Yeah. We will leave it there. If you're watching live, like it. If you're watching not live, like it. Subscribe, all that good stuff. I don't know. I think we're on 1,460 subscribers or whatever. But like I said, we haven't been on here for like a year. So, and I think a few good people subscribed today. Got us over to the 1460 mark. I think we're on like 1459 for like a year. So we're over to the 1460 now. So we really appreciate it. A picture of a pint in every pub. Yeah,
and that pint will be, I would be drinking that as well.
Well, it'd have to be like quick because within like 5 seconds, that's half gone. Do you know what I mean? The times he brings me a pint and is like, here's your round, lad, and I'll have like 2 sips. I'll look around and he's literally drinking the last of it, and I'll be like, come on, lad, we just literally bought that. It's not cheap. Not cheap. Them pints, come on.
It's not a competition.
Let's save them. It is to you, lad. Yeah, nice one, everyone, for, I was going to say listening. I'm so used to doing audio. Nice one for watching. We will be back maybe next week. Maybe once a week might be a laugh to do it. But yeah, appreciate you watching. Appreciate the support as always. And we'll see you all very soon. Nice one.
I'm Jamie Carragher, and you are listening to the Kopite Podcast.